Trying to express feelings is hard for kids. These big emotions often come out as angry outbursts, which are often directed at you, and they are no fun. Learning to calm down when they're angry is essential to being productive and having healthy relationships when they're older. I'm Marisa from Call to Mothering, and I encourage and equip moms who are raising toddlers to teens. In today's video, I'm sharing techniques that you can easily implement that will help your child calm down in their moment of anger, making their outbursts eventually lessen. Number 1, stay calm. This is probably the hardest part for us as moms, but it is often the most necessary. I know that when your kid is having a meltdown, you likely want to melt down yourself. But think about it. If you freak out, what incentive does your child have to stop? Chances are he will freak out even more. I often notice that the more frustrated I got with my children, the more the tantrum would escalate. But if I could stay calm, the tantrum ended a lot faster. They needed me to be an example of a peaceful, rational human being in that moment. Number 2, leave problem solving for another time. When an adult is already angry, that's not a great time to tell them more stuff that will make them angrier. And kids are no different. No one wants to hear what they did wrong when they are already worked up. Your first priority is to get your child to calm down. Punishing in the middle of the outburst or tantrum and saying things like, "If you don't stop that right now, you're going to be in timeout when we get home," will just escalate the situation. If your child is already mad, punishing him will just make him more mad, and the meltdown will only get worse. After he calms down, then issue any consequences that are needed. Number 3, identify triggers. Become an investigator and learn to look at your child with empathy and understanding. There may just be a certain trigger to your child's angry outburst, and figuring out what that is can diffuse their anger pretty quickly. It may be that they're hungry, or they're tired, or they're overstimulated. So if you know what's triggering their anger right then, take care of the need. For instance, if you know your child needs to eat about that time, take charge and find them a snack ASAP. If you sense they're becoming overstimulated, reduce the amount of stimulation and noise around them if you can. And this is not giving in. This is just taking care of their needs. Number 4, have them take some time alone. When my daughter would get really mad, either at her brother or even me, I'd ask her to go to her room for some alone time. This wasn't a punishment. It was to give her some time to get control of herself and her emotions. I didn't put a limit on it either. I just told her to take some time alone until she calmed down, and then we could talk about what upset her later. Teaching kids to learn when to walk away from a bad situation will serve them really well in their adult years. Number 5, provide ideas to help get rid of their anger. When you send your child to his or her room for alone time, it's best to give them some ideas of what they can do to get out their frustrations when they're mad. Otherwise, left to their own devices, they may start throwing things and even destroy walls and furniture. It's wise to have them practice these ideas even when they aren't angry, so they will know exactly how to implement them when the time comes. You may want to put them on a big poster board in their room also, so that they can serve as reminders for your child. Your child could do things like scream into or punch a pillow, put headphones on and listen to music and sing really loudly along with the song. They could write in a journal or write a letter to the person who made them mad, but don't give it to them. They could also shred some paper. Keeping old magazines is great for this purpose. And they could also talk to someone. When adults get mad, we often like to call our bestie and vent to her. Kids might enjoy doing the same. So let them call an aunt they are close to, or perhaps a grandparent. Number 6, acknowledge their anger. There is nothing worse to a kid than someone who doesn't understand why they are angry. And even if you don't truly understand or you disagree with their reason to be angry, you still need to acknowledge it. Saying something like, "I know you are really upset that that kid took your toy away. It's your toy and you don't want to share." Lets kids know that you understand them. You're not agreeing with them or even telling them that their feelings are valid. You are just acknowledging how they feel. And once you do this, it is easier to remove them from the situation and talk about better behavior later. If you really want to teach an angry child to calm down, you need to make him feel like he's being heard. So acknowledging his anger is a key component of that. And lastly, number 7, ask how you can help. After you acknowledge their feelings, ask them what they need. Do they need you to get their toy back? Do they need you to sit with them for a few minutes while they're feeling mad? Do they just need a hug? Letting an angry child have a little bit of control over the situation that they're in means that she will be way more likely to calm down quicker. Implementing these 7 strategies will definitely make a difference in the frequency and amount of your child's angry outbursts. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you are not just a mom.